Hi. So here we have Alfalfa and the JustSam league match coming up. The tiebreaker,
Hey, sorry about that. I was muted and I didn't even realize.
leaving me on my own already. Um, Abolish prisons. Nice message from Alpha. Um, so this is the last match of the season, coming up for a nice tiebreaker. So we should be getting into this shortly. Um, both racers starting with Song of Time and Water Medallion. So not many options opened up by the Song of Time. We might it might be pointing to Toilet, of which I'm sure some of our commentators will be very excited about.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. There's been some interesting stuff in Toilet recently in the seeds that we've had, um, but none of it like useful. But still, you have to check it. So
Yesterday we found golden gauntlets in there, so very exciting stuff. Of course it was led to foolish, but it's yes, you never know where that last check's going to be.
all right, I think we're probably just about ready to go. Both the runners are ready, so I think we're good to go.
An interesting race to see which Canadian is best.
All right, so started the countdown. Now I can actually get back to looking at the stream. All right, I think I'm set up now.
And although that it does say Subaru on there on the right, it is actually just Sam that is racing.
Yeah, it's a little bit last minute today, but we get there in the end.
So here we have child start, so I'm probably going to just go through the check, see what Mido has for us. And since this is a league match, try to get that chest size means content out of your brain.
Yeah, none of that.
Been particularly difficult if you've been doing it for a while.
HK, I think game audio is a little bit loud because, like, on our restream here, I can't really hear Wolfie very well, but I can hear like the game really loud. So I don't know what it's like on stream if they can actually like hear us. That's a bit better. Yeah, that seems better. Thank you, Hell Knight. Yeah, so nothing so far.
Yeah, just some rupee farping, which I mean, it's better than a bloopy, I guess, at this point if you want to check bridge. So speeds it up a little bit, but you know, you'd really rather be finding something a little bit more worthwhile.
Nothing in my days either. So Kakiri Forest's basically dead. It's fun. So far, anyway.
Looks like we might have our first split of the seed. Alpha going straight to Hyrule Field. Just Sam maybe picking up some Deku sticks or the shield.
Yeah, I think maybe we're gonna get the shields and some Deku sticks. Not gonna have many Deku sticks though. No, it's starting with consumables because it is League, so you actually have to go buy everything.
You could call it a sticky situation.
2 minutes in and it started.
I have been under the personal training of Dastar in this regard, so we will see how much the training pays off. And if anyone was wanting to bet on who's touching chickens first, well, it looks like Alpha's straight there.
Just rushing them.
Which is reasonable. I mean, it also opens up, you know, song checks, and you never know. Song's super powerful in the early game, gets you more songs. And with Deku Tree open straight at the start, it looks like JustSam's going there for density, I think, in checks.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most... I guess both plays kind of standard play. You can't really go wrong with either decision.
Is that Goron City Path to Morpha? And Minuet on Malon. Always nice to have some warp songs. Certainly better than Song of Time. Was that fire arrows on Big Goron?
So we're probably not going to see arrow percent today then. Unless we get like a claim check on Death Mountain Trail, then maybe.
Unless... Oh no, Dins wouldn't be locked behind a Dins check.
Speaking of predictions, we do have another prediction, one of the newfangled multiple choice predictions. What dungeon are we going to have foolish today? You've got 10 choices, so plenty of opportunity to win big if you make the right call.
And we have a bug in a bottle. So the starting of bottle percent.
Yeah. Is this an early hint towards a 50 skull seed?
Could be, could be.
That's the first clue.
Which I'm sure the runners would absolutely love. So this looks like Alpha's going to Deku now. So both runners reconverging.
Yeah, the good thing about League settings is you've got the reliable spawn location save and quit. So even if you did go to Lon Lon, you could just save and quit straight out of there, and you're back back in Kokiri Forest straight away.
Very true. I wonder how likely it is for someone to go from Lon Lon to Valley and Lake checks at this point. I've seen it more and more taken up that they do it as adult to get the box check with bomb chews, so it seems to be falling out of favour.
Still haven't really found anything anywhere apart from that bottle. Nothing still in Deku.
Absolutely nothing. It's, could this be a foolish stone Deku? Well, at least they're rich, you know, so, like, if nothing else, they'll have money.
Won't need to grind for rupees anytime soon.
A nice cut to that sculpture going down, which is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad I missed Alfalfa's Deku Stick strats because they sound like they're pretty cool, but I was looking at JustSam's screen.
Oh, and early bombs.
That's a nice find. That's something useful.
Very useful, especially Sphere Zero. Opens up
and perfectly located to make sure that you don't have to do B1 skip at all. just ground jump, much easier.
Much easier. And I imagine it means that Lost Woods is going to be a lot more tempting now with a couple of grotto checks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be rushing to adult that soon for this bombardment. Oh, that's pretty cool so far. I'm gonna have to go look that one up afterwards. First boss of the day, it's Queen Goma. Hi Goma, bye Goma. Thanks for turning up. I've just realised both these runners are from Canada, except in Canada, isn't it like 9 AM or some crazy something crazy? Why are they so early? It's fine for us because it's like 3 o'clock over here. But
Yeah, it's nice middle of the day time. It's just I can't imagine getting up this early for a race.
no, I'm still like, I can't race before like 11 AM or something. My brain just was not going to work.
Yeah, I'd be unconscious.
Yeah. Like I'd have to actually like set an alarm and everything. No, I don't like to do it on Saturdays if I can avoid it.
I'm sure at some point someone would see me just standing there, just doing nothing as I'd fallen asleep.
Oh yes, of course. No, HK is correct. Yeah, because of a Pictionary race.
Ah yes, I'm very excited for that today.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the first bit of what I can. I'm gonna have to go to bed at some point during it, but I'll definitely watch the start at least. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But it works out nicely because we get a nice sort of double header almost. We get the last game of League, and then we get the random settings Pictionary spoiler log race, which is going to be quite something.
Very exciting stuff. Apologies, I'm just being a bit quiet here just because my dog has started barking. 1 second while I figure out what exactly he wants.
What's that? Central pillar is dead in the water temple. Okay, that's good information. And after yesterday's stream, I kind of got used to commentating like a minute and a half ahead, but now it's like back in time and like in sync. It's a bit weird.
Right, I'm back, sorry.
No worries.
Apologies for that. Unfortunately,
not missed anything. JustSam clearing up Lost Woods, like you suggested, but not finding anything quite yet.
Still not much. Which I've heard is a blessing. Front loaded seats apparently just take 4 hours plus.
Yeah, the last couple of seeds in the league have been pretty long, so we're kind of hoping this one's a little bit shorter today. So apart from a bomb bag, Deku Tree was pretty dead.
Yeah, just
we do get a medallion at least though, so it's not too bad.
Isn't too bad. And we do have Din's Fire, which without magic is just kind of a
it's something to have for later. That helps if you know you've got to go to Shadow. But apart from that, now is that Vanilla Sarius? I think it might have been.
Looks like. Again, these songs aren't the greatest of the bunch. Unfortunately, Saria's only really
Minuet's basically useless now, apart from wolfing with Saria. Lost Woods to Twin Rover.
Lost Woods to Twin Rover, which is could be a Haunted Wasteland check. And was that Ocarina of Time Prelude of Lights?
Prelude on Crater, I think it was.
Crater, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't OOT, for sure.
That's good to know, because
yeah, we don't want to act like oh, it's not Old Dungeons because it's only Bolero. Yeah, creator's melody. Okay, cool.
At least they'll be able to you know, get around without walking everywhere.
Yeah, the chances of the hiking seed have shrunk slightly though.
Practically cleared all of Lost Woods here. Like, all they're missing is the slingshot for the last check, so it's nice to have that all done out when you're a child.
Yeah, if you're going to get an early bomb bag, I guess just sat in basement of Open Deku is about where you want to find it. Couldn't have placed it any better, really, if they'd placed it themselves.
Right.
50's dead.
50 is dead. Okay, so that bottle not quite leading to 50, but 40 is still an option.
Mm-hmm. Anytime you find a bottle in a pretty sussy location, there's plenty of chance for shenanigans.
Even worse when it's path hinted. So it looks like JustSam's just heading to the Dongo Cavern. Goron City, rather.
That makes sense, got that path in. Oh, that was a Dinner's Fire, it was in Ocarina game. So, that's what we found in Lost Woods, apart from... I don't think we've seen Skull Mask in yet, but the only thing we found there was Din's.
So we do know that Goron City does lead to Baronade, so might find it in Child. See if they have to come back for that. Now, if you get an early Ruto's letter from that, is this a rush ice? Oh,
that's a boomerang. Okay, I mean, well, yeah.
That sounds like path.
Makes sense. I guess that was pretty straightforward. Thanks.
It's nice when the game spells it out for you. You don't have to think too much.
Go here, get this. Oh, it's the thing I need. Perfect. It's not just the beginning of a ridiculously long, convoluted chain. It's an actual item.
Who knew a banana could be so important? And yet more bombs.
A lot of explosive seeds then recently, and particularly this one. I think in yesterday's seed we had like 50 bomb shoes at one point. Something crazy.
Yeah, it was. They were handing explosives left, right, and centre out to children. It was worrying at the very least.
Yeah, it's wouldn't really be allowed nowadays, but different times back in Hyrule, back in the ancient times.
Back in the good old days, where children were sent off to
save the world, and fight evil on their own. Kids these days are so soft, no kingdoms to save. Oh, what the hell?
Even men on rooftops handing out bombs to children. It's just a different world.
There's the Ocarina of Time hint, and it's Serenades, so
thankfully it's
not AD for the songs, and not a 50 Skull Seed.
way JustSam is pathing makes me think there is no chickens being checked in Kakariko.
Yeah. Just straight past, not even thinking for a second of wasting any time on chickens.
Well, Alpha's going through the Hyrule Field checks, it seems. Or maybe just on the way to market.
Yeah, this is JustSam gonna just about should make it in time for Lon.
Can be close.
Yeah, it's gonna cut it a bit close, but I think no, I don't think it's fun. Have to abort from that and do some South Hyrule checks instead.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, just too late. Imagine at this point you do South Hyrule, maybe even go through Valley to Lake. At least there's a few sculptures you can pick up that way as well, and a couple extra checks. You never know. Some people really like to be thorough, but it seems to be less and less popular.
Yeah, no, I'm quite interested to see where JustSam goes after doing these South Hyrule checks. Whether he carries on into Lake or if he turns around and...
Oh, and there's the slingshot actually in Hyrule Field.
Okay.
So maybe not worthless. There's one check it opens.
Yeah, we've got that check in Lost Woods we can do now.
And absolutely nothing in Bombchu Bowling.
Maybe this minigame will pay out a bit better.
Both runners managed to make this look fantastically easy, but the controls are so stiff sometimes it can make it very awkward.
The very early days of 3D control sticks. Forest of Olvadria. Alright.
Likely to be a hammer and forest temple. So get out your sleeping bags ready for later.
So, we know we're going to need a shotgun first. Whatever one of those is. And yeah, JustSam is going to carry on and do Valley Lake. And alfalfa is going to check Richards and see if Richard's mum is feeling generous. Oh, the worst prize.
Just
yep,
love.
steal that 5 rupees. Get some sort of payment from her.
The most artificial of love. Like, oh, thank you for helping me save my dog. Here is my appreciation.
It's like the equivalent of like a heart sticker stuck on an envelope. There you go.
Well done.
You did a great job. Thank you.
Nicely done.
Darunia's Joy is dead. Chickens is dead, and Crater's Melody is Prelude still. So no chickens today because it is actually dead. So JustSam just running past them completely was absolutely the right call.
Yeah, definitely. If it can be hinted, sometimes it's better just to hope you get the hint.
Nothing in Valley, but is going to get this hint, which is just the 002 repeat.
So a few interesting path hints here, but we're about to find out exactly where all the medallions are.
HK Alfalfa's keyboard player, I'm pretty sure.
Water, Fire, Jabu, Spirit, Deku. So spirit, so no shadow.
Interesting. Stone shadow. Okay. And that's storms. That's nice. That opens up some checks.
So with no, one sec. Yeah, so with Din's fire being path to Twin Rova, that could be stone shadow required.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we know where the fire arrows are, so unless it's for magic, it can't really be for like spirit key logic or anything. So. Alfalfa putting the newly found storms to immediate use. And JustSam is going to try his luck on the fishing. Fire arrows are on Bigoron, if I'm not completely misremembering that.
I think so, and I think that hint was Kakariko path somewhere. Yeah, to Morpha. Kak to Morpha. So we haven't, I don't think we've seen anything yet.
Oh, hey, that's a scale in child fishing. It's quite a good place for it.
Is that not kind of French vanilla?
It's pretty close. It does mean we can just go, oh well, I'll just go do domain right now then, why not?
Do we see what was under Lake? I imagine it's nothing if
double defense, I think someone in chat said. Yeah. HK said double Ds, so that's another meme item that we are not going to be seeing today, probably.
As an inexperienced runner myself, I would 100% be going to pick that up.
Oh, I would as well, no question. Even in league settings, where it's not quite as tight for hearts as it is in CSMC settings.
I've died far too many times to Stalfos on low hearts because I'm trying to be quick, so if it's
exactly.
Just there. And hopefully we're going to see with the domain clear that we're not going to get a repeat of yesterday, where one of the runners...
I was about to say... let's hope that doesn't happen again.
Unfortunately, did this game an hour and a half into the seed and didn't pick it up, and it turned out it was required mirror shields. Ended up being the last check at 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Yep, and because it was also basically the last check of the opponent, could have won, like, by miles, quite literally.
They both runners the pain of that seed. So if you get a chance to check out that bot, it's a really good one.
It's a good one, but you might do it in a couple of sittings, would suggest. Unless you've got 4 hours to spare, in which case watch it all, because it's worth it. But it was a long one. It was a very long one. I don't think we're going to get a 4-hour one today, but now I've said that, people are going to say, well, it's your fault now when we get 4 hours. It's like, well, not really, but...
Thanks for the curse.
The commentary curse is alive and well. 30 dead.
And the hook shot in Storm's Grotto on Trail, which is nice. So that Storm's really paying off quite nicely. And thankfully, I can breathe a sigh of relief as the game has been the reward has been turned in.
It's Alfalfa's second bum bag, just to sat on top of DC.
And with equipping hookshot, does that mean he might be going to try and pick up some skulls? Oh no, of course he will just pick up the skulls that are already there.
Yeah, I doubt he'd go for like the skulls towards the back and everything, but it's an option. I didn't see that hint at the top of the river there. I think it was a skull.
Every
that
time
was that Fire Temple?
I think so. I think we did see this hint a little earlier. Yeah, fire is foolish.
That's good to know. I mean, fire is a nice foolish hint to get.
Especially when you've already got the path hinted in the forest. So once you get that hammer, you can just speedrun it. But this is the potential for both stone forest and both stone shadow to be part of the path. So we could end up having a world tour here.
We need to get Hell Knight to set up a travel agency or something with all the world tours that we've been going on Silver Gauntlets recently.
I do like JustSam's route though, just because it's clearing so much of child checks. You'll have virtually nothing to do as child here.
There's a 40 hint instead. Oh, and
another bomb bag.
I think that's all our bomb bags now, so lots and lots of early bomb bags. And I don't even think that one was unlocked because we had to scale.
So when you've got every bomb bag at this point, you can just throw them around however you feel. There's no worries about running out of them. Again, you could call it an explosive start. Looks like we haven't found anything particularly useful.
The DC's looking a little bit barren at the moment.
So, barren stone Dodongos. Feels a bit brutal. The
only thing in just DC's favour is that, yeah, it's a stone and yeah, it doesn't look like it's got much in it, but
it's fast.
Certainly, it's like the size to time that it takes to complete. It's fairly fast. So many times I've seen like something actually be in DC. Not so much recently, but like in season 4, DC was just the play. Like everything always ended up stacked in Dodongo's cavern. One of those things.
And it's such an easy check for you to do as an adult. It's just so much faster. But we do see the prescription being picked up. So maybe if you've got those bingo cards out, you might see fire arrows, although I highly doubt it.
From the prescription, I'd say that's probably not going to get filled in on the bingo card today.
This is what happens when you have free healthcare. Definitely watching out for this highly skilled lane on Alpha sides, taking down the most important in the game. Impossible to one cycle.
Yes. JustSam decides that, yeah, I kind of want that bottle. Can't just leave it there. Better go get it. So here it comes. Was DC a complete waste of time? It was!
Yes.
Unless you like buttering toast, in which case you've got a butter knife. But for anything else, there's Deku Sticks.
It does put bottom of the well, dead hands in.
That's
a lot
true.
of it. So
That's
with
true.
Song of Storms, maybe
Could be a hint towards just go to the well while your child's still once you get your storms.
You have Song of Time, so you can do some of Forest as well. So
Yeah, you can get in and you can get past the Song of Time blocks. So there's a few checks you can do there.
hopefully you can get Hammer quickly and get out. So here we go, finding out what song we have in the windmill. Well, that makes sense. Well, there's still a few other checks in Kakariko. But I'm still very much aware of the Kakariko to Morpha.
Yeah, Cactomorpha. Could be complex. Could be quite simple. I guess it kind of depends on his next few checks.
That's Ruto's letter.
Okay. I mean, Rush Ice now. It's definitely an option.
Definitely on the table. If that's is that long shot in Ice Cavern?
Long shot in Ice, hook shot in Jabu. Everything's just at that end of the map.
Yeah, the only problem with rushing Ice is we can't get in without Zelda's Lullaby.
Yeah, problem.
Unless, of course, Zelda's Lullaby is on Sacred Forest Meadow as adults. Have we seen that?
I think we did. I think it was...
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's me. Spacing out.
Another bottle.
Wow, we
Blue
are
potion this time.
very close to bottle percent already. And JustSam finding out that the reward for a good deed is just a little thanks.
I did exactly the same thing as alfalfa and robbed that 5 rupees. It's like, right, well, I'll take my own payment then.
Of course, the Silver Gauntlet does not recommend crime.
I mean, Nintendo might, obviously, but we don't.
We don't.
Nintendo are absolutely fine giving bombs to children, and we definitely don't recommend that. No.
Do not try this out. So unfortunately, JustSam going through all the child checks and getting a slingshot for his troubles. Not really much else from it. Oh, and the scale.
Yeah, scale's nice because it meant we could get into domain, but didn't really get anything that useful from domain, so... And Dunpay's just money today.
Just cashing out. Which we proceed.
What's that? You've got a full wallet, then have a load of money. Ah, Dunpay, why?
If only this 50 rupees, this 1 rupee that counts as 50 could be put in instead of a green rupee, instead of Greg.
Or we were in Termina and you could just like save it in the bank. Oh, my wallet's full, I'll just deposit it all.
Yeah, and banks are not very popular in Hyrule. Everyone just leaves all of their money in pots, which clearly is not a safe investment.
And when they realised pots were a bit fragile, they thought they'd go for big wooden crates. Except, turns out they're quite fragile as well.
The only time they're saved is in Bonko, where unfortunately people die if they try that.
Yep.
Oh, and checking child spirit. So they're just swapping over adult to child, child to adult.
Yeah, that makes total sense. You get Requiem this early and you haven't really got like a strong pointer anywhere else. Totally, just have a look, get a song, see if Requiem's actually worth anything, or if it's just a warp song.
Yeah, and then I imagine if it is. Oh, Market Foolish.
Market Foolish, okay.
That's unfortunate.
That's a bit late for that.
Which does mean we're not going to get a chest game.
No chest game, yeah.
Unless JustSam misses that and gets magic first somewhere.
True. But it is the Colossus Sin, so I think if you've got like a chess game on your bingo card, you can probably cross that one off as well. Because unlikely today.
So I imagine Alpha, if this is proved fruitful, they could probably go into Jabu at this point. It's a nice medallion to pick up anyway. So most of our paths have been kind of fulfilled already, so we're kind of going to be going around just trying to find anything we can pick up here.
Yeah, we have had 1 key on child's side, so logic says that we needed Requiem. And Maboski says that we definitely needed Requiem.
Definitely needed Requiem for that. So I guess check your child spirit, people. JustSam finally finding that hook shop that Alpha found a wee while ago. Mostly just doing the same stuff that Alpha did a while ago as well, so...
Doesn't look like he's bought a shield either. Looks like he's still in the team, not by a shield.
But is to pick up lots of spatulas, so...
Yeah, he's already on 11, which is a little bit of a buffer over alfalfa right now.
Alpha's probably hoping that there's Skulls are dead. I haven't seen a season in a while with Skulls
Yeah, you just sort of guess, I'm going to beat him on Skulls, and if it's like 30 or 40, then I win.
Oh, pushing a statue. That's bingo. That's a bingo slot, rather.
At least it's not having to push it up the stairs, because that is the slowest, slowest push, apart from the DC push that is in this entire game.
I don't know about the DC push. What's the DC push?
Well, it so happens that we had a league early season Challenge Cup seed, and it was 50 out of 54 logical skulls was required.
Wow.
Which on its own was pretty bad. And to get 2 of the skulls, or at least 1 of the skulls that was available, is the one in DC, the really dodgy one where the scarecrow is, the one that's really high up, but they didn't have any hookshot available at all because it was on 50 skulls, the first hookshot. So they had to, in that corridor at the far end that we never see in Rando. There's the statues, and you have to literally push it the entire way down this really long corridor, really slowly, and they both had to do it.
That is cruel.
It was horrible. I've never seen it before. It was hilarious. So yeah, that is probably the most toxic of the block pushes, statue pushes that you might ever have to do. But fortunately, it doesn't happen very often. So.
At least I know about it now. So if I ever have a run, I forfeit.
That was just a weird seed all around.
So far, we've not really had anything in spirit, which is not great. Oh, there we go.
Well, we got a rumble pack that was just gummed away immediately. So the meme percent isn't like no meme percent is pretty good. Actually, runners picking up the meme items not been so good so far.
Yeah.
It's just hard to avoid all of them and reset the others. And there's opponents. So
there's opponents.
That's a horse, but we don't. I guess gets his GTG access.
GTG without a bow, with bombs. So
got bombs and a hookshot, so it's not the end of the world. No strength at all anywhere. Yeah,
not a single strength.
No, which is like complete opposite of yesterday when we had, I think, at least 2 strengths in the first 10 minutes. It was just something like that.
Yeah, it was strength in Sphere 0, and then hover boots to Dora's River, which was second strength. Like within 2 minutes, we had silver gauntlets.
And I think we had like within 15 minutes we had knowledge of where all 3 strengths were, because I'm pretty sure they both got 2 different strength 2s. I don't remember the details, but
strength 3.
15 minutes. I'm sure we knew where everything was.
Strength 3 was in toilet, which was checked at hour like 4.
Oh, it was in toilet. You're right.
Yeah, but we had boots, we had fashion, we had everything. The start.
The trackers at the end of the 4-hour marathon were almost full, as we did. I mean, if you want content and you want to see the whole game, then those seeds are definitely for you. Because if you want to see every check, we saw every check.
If you want to practice checks and like where to go and what to do. This is the check for you if you're wanting to
Yeah.
be done yourself. Here we are picking up those magic beans and pulling out Ritual's letter, so we are going to go see that Jabu. It seems like.
Interesting. Using one of the beans at the bottom of the river. You don't always see that. For a faster route back up.
Which will be interesting later. So, does that indicate that he's wanting to prepare for ice?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the only reason we would set that up is to be able to get to the top of the river fast. Knowing that you haven't got serenades, so... Not that that would help you anyway. It's still faster than going to a Sacred Forest Meadow and across.
Very true. And thankfully, even though the Zoras have this wonderful waterfall defense to protect them from outsiders, apparently all you need is a chicken, and you can bypass that straight away. Chickens are very helpful, even if their checks are annoying.
And if you're a little bit heavy and older to fly on a chicken, just find some hover boots and you can find another way in. It's not the securest of entrances.
No.
Thought you're dead, so not a skull seed. At least 30 plus.
And we have our first skull check, so... And heart.
Oh yeah, tough alpha, good point. Yeah, alfalfa not having a scale, that bean actually makes quite a bit more sense. Because they wouldn't be able to get from Sacred Forest Meadow anyway.
Oh yeah, true. Very true. And here we have JustSam harassing the poor windmill man. Who just wants to do his job. And can't get away from these Ocarina players.
And there was alfalfa breaking into Zora's domain, using that, using the secret weapon that you mentioned, the cuckoo.
Thankfully we have a quick weep skip. Thanks to Random. Only the one weep.
Weep. Best noise in the game.
Absolutely. Even better when they're on hovers.
Weep on the hovers is hilarious.
We have Alpha, hopefully not falling into the trap, as I will now call it for forevermore. Just not turning in your your diving minigame.
I mean, it's something that now I've seen it happen will stick in my mind, and I hope that I never
Yeah.
never do it myself, having seen it. Because if I do, then there's no one to blame but myself.
Very much so. There's been many times where I've been thinking about what to do, getting ready for the diving minigame, and I just completely forget the route and just dive in. Forget to pick up fire, get to do that, but...
Yeah, like sometimes forget to store the flame when you get down there and you're like, oh, I haven't got flame storage, now I've got to go all the way back up.
Or you go to do it and you forget to actually have deku sticks. Come up. It's maybe one of the hardest tricks in the game at this point.
That deku stick right there.
Yeah, picking up not the emotional support fish, but a emotional support fish to our favourite friend. Just going. song must just pick up the song. Now JustSam has opponent access, which again gives up GTG.
And there's just Sam finding out that Market is foolish, so treasure chest minigame confirmed not going to be happening today.
I mean, feel free to guess in chat what your guess would have been anyway. It's
Yeah.
thing, but feel free.
Yeah. There's absolutely no one who will be able to verify it. You can guess and then download the seed yourself, find a magic, and then see if you won. But it's not quite the same.
Yesterday's seed was great because they were both the exact same, which is like a 1 in 3,000 chance or something.
I think it was 1 in 1,024, something like that.
That would make more sense.
1 in 1,000 anyway. It's quite the same. I've never seen it actually in a race that I've watched or commentated or anything. That both were guessed exactly, not just guessed correctly, but were the exact same as well. Mad. 15 sculptures now for JustSam. He really is collecting them. It's another good thing about Forest. You've got a bit of a shot. You've got no strength.
Another good thing about Forest, or just the good thing about
Forest?
Forest?
The good thing, yeah. To be more accurate, you're quite right. The good thing about Forest is with some nice, easy skulls you can get. That was pretty nice though, no shield or anything, and not having any trouble at all with those Stalfos at the back of the lobby there. Oh no, he does have a shield.
He does have a shield now, yeah. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I saw a shield.
I don't know how I missed it, quite honestly.
It's quite interesting with both runners being on very divergent paths right now. Of course, JustSam hasn't got Mucho's letter yet, so...
Not able to do anything with that boomerang particularly right now.
So that was the Kakariko Redead grotto that JustSam hasn't done yet. I think Forest is one of those really interesting functions whenever you're playing it as a casual player. You know, it's got some really interesting things in it, but as a speedrunner, it changes your outlook on it entirely. Oh, and we have iron boots and strength.
And there's that strength. Very much Hooklot strength.
So we know that Forest is Path to Nostalgia, so is Path to Nostalgia strength locked? Because that could make some interesting checks.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it without... Oh, well, there.
Wow.
That tells us that it is not the hammer in Forest.
Wow, Jabby really eating up all the good stuff today.
Yeah,
Heavy stuff as well though, hammer and iron boots. No wonder he's feeling a bit under the weather.
He needs to adjust his diet for sure.
less heavy irons and more vegetables, I think would be a good idea. Or at least, you know, emotional support fish.
This time the good deed of improving a friend's diet has paid off very well for Alpha. Who would have thought Link the nutritionist?
Rafa, this is for the promotion. Winner will go up to Division 2. Which is pretty pog.
Here's JustSam going. DMC that song.
And there's Prelude on
Prelude, nice. Okay, that gives you a nice quick route out. Yeah, and opting not to go into fire, not dipping in. I mean, he knows it's dead anyway, so without hammer.
And yeah, how that works, Lady Draco, is that 3A and 3B are basically the same level, and there's only one Division 2, so one from each of the Division 3A and Division 3B gets promoted, and 2 drop down from Division 2 into each of the divisions. So they don't go to like 3A, they would go up to Division 2 as the next level up. Yeah. Nothing to be sorry about. Quite a lot of people probably don't know that, so always happy to explain. Speaking of though, it is 1 hour, so guess while we're about to fight the big octopus, we might as well shout everybody out. So we'll start today from the start, the most important ones. Without them, we wouldn't be watching anything at all. That's Alfalfa and JustSam. One of these will be in Division 2 next year. The Battle of Canada. Very exciting. Give shout-outs as well to our trackers today, who are Tougher, who's jumped in at the last minute to help us out, and Lady Draco. My co-coms today, wolfiwolfpie, which I believe is your first time commentating?
Yeah, first time commentating. And
Awesome.
obviously, thanks to Gingersonny for helping me out and keeping me on track.
So good. We've all been. I still remember my first one about a year ago.
And thanks to our restreamer, Hell Knight, as always.
Yeah.
And I do believe you're also the race moderator today, Gingersonny, so...
I am monitoring it, yeah. So if anything goes wrong, again, like yesterday, I'm going to have to jump off for a few minutes to actually talk to him. But if nothing goes wrong, then...
Oh wow! So JustSam just picked up Mirror Shield on Slingshot minigame. So that Slingshot was very important.
The one time the Slingshot actually is important.
That's incredible. I don't know when Alpha's going to go back for that. If they don't pick up a Slingshot soon, because they've got so much stuff to get through on Adult now.
I mean, it is still a kind of unresolved path that might send them back there, and then they'll get the Mirror Shield and realise, oh yeah, that was a path after all. Unless they start thinking something funky behind Dins and start following that route.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. That's just made this season very interesting. Especially because Spirit is a medallion, so it is required. As Venture is pointing out, he has done a lot of child already, so we really don't want to be going back to do child checks at this point.
No, not if you can help it.
especially as we were saying earlier, they had so much to clear in the bombs for all almost just a singular jet.
Yeah, it's really hard to go back and just one check, even if it is half.
So far, neither runner has managed to find any magic for that Din's Fire, so it is still just a pretty decoration.
That is the third dungeon completed for Alfalfa.
And JustSam also managing to sneak by the security of the Zoras, which, as we've already discussed, is subpar to say the least.
Yeah, there's a few exploits, but they might not want any enemies to find out about.
To be fair, anyone that expects a song to keep someone out is
Even in a magical land like Hyrule, that's still pushing it a little bit for security. Wouldn't pass a risk assessment.
Oh, did we see what was on the arch? Because I've missed it. And Alpha definitely wants to go back and get it.
Yeah, I didn't see what it was, but it must be something. Or at least thinks it's seen something.
And that was Frogs of Zora River dead, I think.
I mean, to start, we have got a hookshot, we have got Song of Time, and we do have Iron Boots, so, I mean, Toilet isn't completely out of the rock, possibly. We've even got a horse to go over there.
Yeah, with Iron Boots now unlocked and Song of Time in our grasp and the hookshot. I don't mean to summon Danstar here, but Toilet is open.
Hashtag rush toilet. That's what the star would be doing right now if this was one of his races.
His race. Which, since we are seeing some checks repeated, it might be a good idea to call out.
It's a fantastic idea.
We do have a charity race happening in 2 weeks between two of our great commentators on the Silver Gauntlets. It is for a charity, so it will be a way to donate to the Trevor Project, which is an LGBTQI suicide prevention charity, and it'll be happening in exactly 2 weeks. Let me just bring up the times. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. UK, and 8 p.m. Central European time. And again, that'll be happening in 2 weeks. And we also have our RSL race, Pictionary RSL race, that we have mentioned already on the stream, which is happening later today.
Yeah, pretty much almost straight after this, depending on how long this seed goes. Might be immediately after this, but hopefully there'll be a bit of a gap. But,
We'll see. We'll see how troll the seed wants to be today. Which so yeah, there are some donation goals for the race in 2 weeks, which are to try and make the seed even more painful and unbearable for the two commentators.
yeah, remember they both are sort of rookie runners. They've started roughly the same time. But, they've got their coaches. They've been practicing a lot for this.
Coaches training, and they are. I think we already have ice traps enabled, so
excellent.
It could be quite a while. So it'll be a nice long stream with lots of entertainment, and
It's gonna be a great day.
it's going to be an exciting ride for sure.
So yeah, if you see the chat, if you follow the link, you can have a look at the donation goals and see about the project and all of that. So if you can support it, it's a fantastic cause and very, very important, particularly right now. So hopefully we can raise loads of money for that. That would be amazing.
So with Alpha, I think he's going background doing a load of child checks, so there is a chance that he does nip back into Lost Woods, so it might not be too bad from there, but
if he decides to do a thorough clear, then maybe. This does look like taking a trip back to the castle though, so we'll see if this is for an age change or if it's to a...
Yeah, that's the...
I imagine that you'd probably play Minuet if you were going to Lost Woods.
True. Yeah, it's an age change, but without Strength 2 yet, I mean, there's a chance for some more checks to come later.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a hook shot, which is nice, and hammer, which is okay, and bomb bags. But that's about it, really, for things we can actually use. But it's not the greatest combination of items to take with you back to adult.
So yeah, we still haven't seen 20 skulls yet, so JustSam is almost there on that. We'll see if skulls are just completely dead. That looks like Alpha going into his dip into forest, where he'll find that strength, which could just be to get further into Fire Temple to get the boss key, or it could be something entirely different. Oh no, Alpha's not jumping into forest at all. Going straight for fire.
Yeah, I think he is. Got the hammer out. Have you seen left side maze? I don't think that alfalfa's done that yet.
Oh, true, yeah. We've already confirmed the path in in Gotham City as well as being the boomerang, but
Oh, alfalfa. Oops.
it's always a...
Like, considering that it plays on a keyboard, it's like any movement and any tech that he does just blows my mind.
I don't know how you even manage with a keyboard.
It really blows my mind. And to be this good as well, like one of the top runners in the world, and not even use a gamepad.
I currently have started running with just a PS5 controller, and because it has no notches, sometimes going in a single direction is pretty difficult.
Yeah, if you like trying to do ESS setups and stuff, this is not going to work unless you're really precise, which I'm really not that precise when it comes to right stick movements particularly. So if it's got notches, then that's fine. If it doesn't, then yeah, I always end up pressing wrong C buttons when I don't want to, and it just gets a bit frustrating.
So I guess that's the benefit of having a keyboard is push up and it does up, but I don't know how else. I don't know how you'd run.
These are a good point. Yeah, imagine not playing on N64 like Nintendo intended.
Like, yeah. Officially endorsed, obviously. Sorry, not officially endorsed.
I mean, if Nintendo want to sponsor me to sell N64s, then sure, I'll take money. I wonder if one day we'll do like an N64 classic, like they did for the NES and the Super NES. We'll come with like 5 N64 games on one cartridge.
If Nintendo like money, then
I mean, yeah, they could probably make a small killing out of it. There's a lot of people who have fond memories of the N64 and the like Super NES and remaster or whatever they called it pretty well. I mean, it's just emulators, essentially.
yeah, true.
You know. If you don't want to make your own like Raspberry Pi, then you can just pay Nintendo for the same.
To do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
And as we can see here from playing this 23-year-old gamer, whatever it is, shows it's still popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're still considered by many to be one of them, if not the greatest of all time.
Not a hot topic at all. No debate.
There's certainly no other games that could possibly be compared to it, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's not hundreds of fan groups arguing that Super Metroid is the best, or Link to the Past is the best, or...
Yeah, I certainly believe that Nintendo fans have a very are just very reasonable when it comes to their beliefs, and are very movable, flexible, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as all the top Japanese companies are famous for. Corporate flexibility and making good business decisions.
Very much so. So we haven't had any wallets or any shirts yet, so technically Fire is out of logic here. Which makes you wonder where the seed wants you to go. Here, JustSam gonna find that boss key. Realizing that this was necessary, which is always nice. It's always nice to know that you haven't gone into child spirit for nothing.
The thing about child spirit, it doesn't take too long. But the bad thing about child spirit is getting there, even if you correct buttons. And just I'm going to take that key and actually go climbing. See if we find anything in child climb.
Again, the seed hasn't really opened up that much. I mean, one of the other options at this point with Song of Storms is Bomb in the Well.
Yeah, we haven't seen that at all.
Which
that could be absolutely loaded. It certainly has been in some recent seeds.
Like yesterday when it had both hookshot and longshot. I think I also had something else. Was it Boomerang? I think it was Boomerang as well.
I'm pretty sure it's Boomerang as well, yeah.
Boomerang, Wallet, hookshot, longshot. So...
hello, Chumbles. Well, I don't know exactly what the score is, but they're not making a lot of noise, so... so I'm guessing it's not going too well for them.
Yeah, we were a little worried that it might be a bit loud and rowdy, but apparently nothing's really happening.
Yeah, no, they are losing according to chat, so that's why they're sharp, and I can actually hear myself think.
They probably should have just tuned in to TSG and watched it.
I know. I mean, they were all pretty drunk, but I suppose I could have gone over and said, "Oh, hey guys, do you know Twitch? Do you want to get your phone up and download Twitch? I'll show you this really cool channel." And I probably have got glassed or something, but it would have been worth it.
British football fans, always incredibly reasonable.
The most reasonable people on earth. Absolutely. Especially if it's warm weather and they've been drinking since 9 AM.
Yeah, even better. as they call it in Scotland, it's tap-saf weather, which means that they're no shirts, nothing, just wander around.
Just wander around with a can of like strong tenants or something. Just...
Strong tenant. We call it Bucky or Buckfast. It's great.
Oh yeah, I have some of that before. I used to know a guy who used to get it all the time.
I'm sorry.
It was like, oh, it's New Year, and I'm like from half Scottish, and I'm like, I'm half Scottish as well, and we don't drink that. But yeah, it's cool. I'll have some Buckfast with you. Why not?
So far, Fire not giving up that boss key easily. So unfortunately, it looks like we might even be getting into deep fire before we get out of this foolish fire dungeon. And there we have JustSam finding that wonderful Stone of Agony and quitting out to save that key.
Immediate reset. As for advantages, maybe JustSam still slightly, just because of having that mirror shield and the strength. But otherwise, it's pretty even. Like in terms of like progression, I'd say alfalfa's a little bit ahead, but in terms of items, I think JustSam's got the better selection at the moment.
Very true. Yeah, with JustSam having that strength and the mirror shield as well, it's just going to give them a slight advantage. And here we find out what's on this arch, because I completely missed it before.
It is a bow.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting. Yeah, and that makes sense. With strength and a bow and a hook shot, you can finish off Forest. Oh no, nope, not even. Not even. I was wondering if they would look for more checks, but I guess not.
No, I totally don't blame them. Avoiding forest if they can help it.
Yeah, avoiding stone forest as well.
You've done one dip already. Unless you have to go back there, it's probably other places what don't seem quite as would seem a bit more promising.
Very true. I guess for me, I would just be curious as to whether that strength actually is
that sort of troubles over. It's one of those as well where it's sort of like you can sort of see why they wouldn't do it, but you kind of think, maybe you should do it. But maybe just saving it for when things get a little bit more convoluted later on and need some time to think. It's got fire in their back pocket that they can go back and do while they try and work out the next move.
And I'm sure they are much better at pathing than I am, but I am still very surprised that there is not been a check of Bottom of the Well, just because it's so dense.
Yeah, and they didn't like take their time in checking the storms grottos or anything. It's not like they forgot they had storms. They've been using it. They just never really went to childcare at all.
Yeah, they went in like for like 1 second to
just to go through it
to get the roof, and then we're like, that's it. Just nothing more for me here.
Just leave now before I get tempted to do chickens.
Oh. Could we see a high five? At least they're in the same dungeon together. Fortunately, with this, with both players just going around checking for the boss key, we already know that it's foolish. So we're just waiting.
Just waiting for that boss key, which of course has to be somewhere absolutely horrible.
Yeah. I don't think Alpha checked Pierre. Oh, that I have never seen that, where the door survived and the wall didn't.
Kind of freaky looking, isn't it?
You learn something new about this game every day.
That is fucking true. Every game of random, every seed that I roll or that I play or that I watch, there's usually something that I thought of.
Yeah, as far as we're aware, chat, it's neither runner has gone to Adult Lake yet. But there's with the bow, there's a little bit more reason, I guess. Without long shot, you can't really do the shoot the sun.
Yeah, at this point, it's starting to look a bit like Bosky might be on Pierre, which could be a problem.
Which is just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Have either of them set up Pierre? No, they haven't. I mean, as a child, I think they have, but...
Yeah, but neither of them have confirmed it. So... gonna have to come back if it is. And with Serenade on
it's on Pierre.
Serenade is on OOT as well, so probably not going to be seeing that. And it is, yeah, as I said, it is Pierre. So, yep. Time to go Adult Lake at some point.
Rando gonna rando, unfortunately.
Yep. The classic foolish fire, and of course, the boss key is either a deepest fire or it's on Pierre. And today it was Pierre. Thanks, Rando.
So again, the runners are pretty even here. It's hard to give anyone like a distinct advantage.
Yeah, like I said, I think they've kind of been keeping it pretty close. I still think slightly ahead on just dungeon checks as alfalfa, but like JustSam still has that item advantage. I think it's got more useful spread of items for him.
And here we have Alpha going back through the desert, the haunted wastelands, to get to probably GTG. And with some time, iron boots, and hookshot.
And a bow. You can do pretty much everything. Apart from anything strength 2, sadly. Which alfalfa is nowhere near. Yes, they just still don't have strength 1.
I mean, it would be pretty brutal if Alpha found strength 1 in GTG and couldn't finish off those last 3 chests.
Yeah, and then JustSam goes in and can get them. It's like really important.
Just that small dip in the forest could pay off a lot. Now, I do not know how to do this backwards. Oh, that's
the last bit,
yeah,
across the pit.
Not without hovers or long shot.
I think there's a couple of them. That's one that I don't see so often. Alfalfa setup there, but then you can say that about a lot of alfalfa setups, which I'm guessing comes from being the keyboard player. Like knows what setups work and what don't work on a keyboard, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
something
sometimes
you might need to learn.
Yeah, you kind of have to learn to do things a little bit differently, I imagine, without a control stick. It would make sense.
And here we see Alpha baiting the oh? Interesting.
There we go, that's why. Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself.
Such a fun setup. It's not particularly difficult to do, but you feel pretty skillful once you've done it.
Yeah, especially because like that fight can be a pain if you try and fight it properly and they hit you like twice with a power attack or something. It's like, yep, that's it. You're back in jail again. Try all over. Just don't.
Thankfully, in randomizer settings, we only need to do one of those.
One carpenter to be freed. Thank goodness.
I remember when I. Oh,
favorite changes in vanilla.
Yes. It's very nice. When I first did one of my first seeds, getting into rando, I did not change that setting and did not buy a shield. And I can tell you, that was not a pleasant experience.
But it was a learning one.
It was. I gave up halfway through, and then went and bought a shield, which is why I am very much pro team buy a shield.
Yeah, that kind of thing stays with you. Now here's Alfalfa going to show off some keyboard skills with horseback archery. People can't do horseback archery well the best of times, a lot of people. And yet, playing with a digital keyboard, it's just... How can you aim accurately with a keyboard? I don't get it.
I imagine it's magic. Alpha cheating the seed by having magic before he starts. Because I don't... it does not compute for me.
There's like an exploit in the Randobot code where if you play with a keyboard, it gives you a speed advantage or something. They don't tell you about.
Definitely must be. There's no other explanation. Also, blocked bow.
Oh yeah, so it was fantastic. But yeah, that was very nice. 1700 plus from alfalfa there. No sweat whatsoever.
I still am at the point in, if I get above 1500 on horseback archery, I do a little celebration. Just.
I mean, it's not easy. And all it takes is just like 1 or 2 mistimed shots, even if you're really good at it. But if you've got your pattern and you miss a couple of them, then it gets a little bit monkeress, trying to make shots that you're less practiced on.
And you see some runners that just have the perfect setup, and you're immediately jealous. Well, I haven't seen the bow strats against.
Yeah, taking no chances with Phyllis Alphos there. It's like, no, you're not coming anywhere near me. I'm just going to shoot you until you die.
I feel myself inwardly feeling pretty sorry for JustSam, watching him go through fire, foolish fire, checking every check in the dungeon. Just like
knowing what's going to come up in the next 3 minutes and how bad he's going to feel.
It's just pretty sad. Although, thankfully, it does confirm that the thing that they needed in Forest was that strength one.
Which, again, hopefully, alfalfa will get himself back to Forest sooner rather than later. And JustSam about to get the bad news. There it is. Oh no, wait, we've still got to do a flare dance.
They've still got to do the dancer.
So, almost time for the bad news. Just another trolley, 3 minutes to get through first.
Getting trolled by the fire as well there. One thing you might not know if you're not used to the speedrun itself, and Ocarina of Time, is that this dancer is a very unique enemy. The only enemy in the game that shares damage stats with Ganon, so takes more damage from the Master Sword than the Big Goron Sword. Which confused me greatly when I was taking more than 3 hits to kill it when I started.
Something wrong here. This isn't supposed to happen.
I'm pretty sure I have the right sword equipped.
Yeah, this isn't like Giant's Knife or Master Sword Plus or something. This is the real deal. This is the Big Goron Sword, his finest work.
This is Toilet Check from Alpha, coming up. Yep, and Tuffy in chat is notifying the correct person. Summoning the Death Star.
It's not going to be Din's because we've already got that, but if it's something important, that would be pretty bogus.
Apparently for Death Star, maybe not for the runners. I can't imagine ever being happy about having to do this.
True. But I mean, this is one time when the game has basically given you everything to do it quite early on. Seems kind of like, oh, am I chancing fate a bit too much to not do it?
It's to avoid it, yeah. You're always a little bit suspicious with Song of Time to start.
Yeah, there can be some really nasty combinations with Song of Time. A lot of checks we do not want to do.
Yeah, it would definitely seem that way. Strength 2 being strength honor Zelda Lullaby locked seems correct.
Toilet had a second slingshot for us.
I mean, technically a path to Mirror Shield.
Also an appropriate place for a second slingshot. Completely out of the way and useless.
Useless by the time you get to it.
Yeah.
But just think, if the runners had rushed this and got to it first, they could have had the Mirror Shield even earlier.
This is sort of 5,000 IQ players would be gotta make to become the best.
Oh,
Swing Skulls is bomb shoes.
dead. So skulls are just completely dead. And we have our first magic in GTG on Alpha's side.
Okay, interesting. So, I mean, all that really does is give us Din's access to like Shadow, which, again, Stone Forest, we don't really want to be in. Stone Shadow, definitely don't want to be in. Unless we want the second magic, in which case, yeah, go Stone Shadow, because you know it's going to be there.
True. It's always bongo bongo locked. Just by the nature of randomizer. And if you're ever wondering why those enemies, those little wolves, sometimes don't die when you're playing it, but they seem to always die when the runners are doing it, it's the secret is the back.
Yeah, in fact, especially if you've got like double defense and plenty of hearts, you can literally just stand there, let them swipe you, and then just tap the B button, and then whoosh, dead.
Makes it a lot faster.
Yeah, trying to fight them in like melee combat is not fun. They're basically cheating in code against you. So don't do it. Just stab them in the back instead. Another life lesson from Nintendo for the kids.
Stab them in the back.
Don't fight your enemies. Don't fight stronger enemies face on. Stab them in the back instead.
Steal from
Copyright
old
Nintendo.
women. Steal from old women.
Yeah.
Get bombs from strangers. Jump down. Smash pots.
Just climb on someone's roof to get some bombs from a suspicious guy sitting up there.
And never, ever, ever forget your emotional support fish.
100%.
And it's sometimes okay to drink ghosts. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the whole ghost collecting thing is pretty shady. I mean, like, selling souls for prizes, essentially. I don't know, it seems a little bit sus to me. It doesn't seem particularly moral, but I know they're dead, but, you know, still, it's a soul, and you just drink it.
The hero of our story is a moral, upstanding character.
Yeah. Has absolutely never stolen anything from the citizens of Hyrule.
If you ever met Link in real life, you'd be terrified of him.
Oh my god. He
around.
probably had like cold, dead killer's eyes from Monsters Race 4 over the years.
just screaming, rolling, jumping,
running backwards everywhere. Link, why are you running backwards again? I can't keep up.
Please stop. Your family's here. We haven't seen you. We haven't seen you for days.
Link starts hessing around the Hyrule field, and it's like, Link, just stop it. Put the bombs away.
Zelda's really worried about you.
Intervention with Zelda and Impo.
Even Ganondorf might show up. Wondering why he's like,
like steady up then.
Showing up.
Like I know I'm bad and evil, but
like jeez.
At least I admit that I'm evil. I'm not a hypocrite like you, Link, pretending to be a hero.
And thankfully the most troll bird in the game is dead.
It did try, and Toucan Sam did try and take on JustSam. Tried a little sneak attack, but obviously being JustSam is better than being a Toucan Sam, so that battle was not even close.
So without strength to G2G, ended up being magic.
Yeah, that's the only thing we found in there. I don't think we found anything else so far. Oh!
Oh, and we have the other magic.
Speaking of magic, it wasn't in Stone Shadow. It was diving in the lab game.
Okay, we might need to reset the seed. Something's gone wrong. Give us 10 minutes for technical support.
Yeah, I'll type FPA in the race room and get him to stop while I re-roll a seed. Sorry guys, I know we're an hour and 3/4 in, but logic's a little bit sus. Second magic wasn't in Stone Shadow. I think something's gone wrong.
We've not set up the seed properly.
My bad, guys. GG. Let's start again. So Alfalfa finally getting here as an adult means that we finally have Scarecrow song set.
Both fishing checks being done relatively close to each other. It's so funny how a seed can sometimes just feel like it's been pretty quick and then slow very suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
We have JustSam going to fire to pick up that boss key up on Pierre. No Pharaohs in sight. No quick get back. It's climbing Fire Temple nice and slowly once again.
Oh goodness, yeah, no Ferroras. Oh.
You hate to see it.
Mm-hmm. Enforced fire dips are never fun.
I mean, you hate to see it as a runner, as a viewer.
Oh,
it's entertaining.
For us viewers, it's absolutely brilliant. But, and I think some runners, I think all runners secretly kind of enjoy it. They've got that kind of you have to have a bit of a masochistic side to you to like play this for any length of time, and just accept that no matter what you do, you can just get screwed over and it's not even your fault. And no, that's just that. It can happen.
So Renzo, the strength is in Forest, which we believe is path hinted, and the mirror is in the Slingshot Gallery game. Slingshot Gallery? Is it just the Slingshot minigame in Lost Woods? So we're not entirely sure when Alpha's gonna get that mirror shield, but there is a high likelihood that they'll go to Forest Temple.
Yeah, it's not one that's gonna. Very unlikely that it'll be like last locations. It's gonna get there eventually. It's just not really that high up the list of priorities. There's quite a few other things can be doing instead of Forest. which is completely understandable. Stone Forest as well. And there's alfalfa getting their double magic.
Yeah, Stone Forest is the runner's equivalent of taking a nice nap, a nice, slow, relaxing experience. There's nothing.
Have a think, try and work out your logic. It's like, have I been stupid and missed somewhere? And you just autopilot through the last half of Forest without really thinking about it, while you try and work out what you're going to do next.
And we have our first dip into Water Temple.
Interesting. No central pillar is nothing, so we don't need we don't need to go there.
And Alpha taking the route that I have tried and hated.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Those stingers are a lot more trolly than they make it out to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, alfalfa made that look like they're just like lift the shield and just bump them off you, but like it's not as straightforward as that. No, I always do map chest first. It just makes sense to me because that's how I've always done the water. I guess it's always the first check, so I still default to that.
Yeah, it's a nice check too. And was objectively the right choice yesterday.
It was, yeah. It was just, oh, there's your muskie. Skip the rest of water. Fantastic. Although they didn't in the end, because obviously they last locationed everything, so we saw all of water.
Again, not
it didn't have anything, but we saw it
too much. But yeah, definitely something to check out in the VODs if you have the time.
Speaking of VODs, I've been noticing that Baseball has been working really hard behind the scenes to get up to the Silver Gauntlets YouTube page. Some of the, as many of the VODs as we can from the season. I think currently working through Challenge Cup games that have not been updated yet. I noticed that Baseball's doing a bit of editing in the background to get those up on our YouTube channel, which is really cool.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
Certainly
it is. I've uploaded to YouTube just before in general, and like it takes forever. So yeah, editing and uploading an entire like 3-hour-long seed is quite a task. So yeah, give a shout out to Baseball for that one, because that's a really cool thing, but like time consuming. So.
And I don't believe JustSam picked up a fairy here.
Nope.
So it's one shot or bust. Well, with a minute you might be able to sneak out.
It should be alright, especially for
these runners, I guess.
For these runners, it should be fine.
Unless
you know you get unlucky and you get troll hold like twice, in which case then it gets a little bit hairy.
And if you're wondering why you can't make that jump yourself, standing next to a wall and Z targeting for some reason makes you go further. Because it's a really well coded game.
The physics engine is superb. I mean, there's never been a better physics engine than Ocarina of Time.
I have heard though the patch is coming out soon, so not long to wait now.
Wow.
Any moment.
Do we have to like go to like a Nintendo shop and they like put the cartridge in a machine, updates, flash drive? Wow. Do Nintendo stores even exist anymore? Probably in Japan, I imagine, and maybe in like Los Angeles.
Yeah, we see with 7 bombs, JustSam easily doing one cycle, making it look like there is no effort in it whatsoever.
Yeah, it made that look very simple. Which, I mean, it's not the hardest boss fight, but it's can be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, what sometimes neglected is the bomb has to be right in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. If you just think, oh, I got it in the patch, right? It's like it should be fine, you know.
But you have to be a lot more precise than you think. So, in case you want to pick it up and start trying yourself, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, just keep in mind you're gonna have to practice it a bit to get consistent. I mean, this is one of the things I like about this as a randomizer, and just as a speedrun, is that there is some tech and some of it's really difficult, but quite a lot of it is like definitely learnable and understandable, and doesn't have too many like frame perfect requirements for some cool things that you can do. So even if it's like just glitchless jumping, learning glitchless jumps and ground jumps consistently, like they're really easy to do in the grand scheme of things, but
it feels
learning
very
and exactly, yeah, to first time you actually feel confident that you can like just go and consistently do it. It's a good feeling. It really built my confidence up when I started doing this, when I started doing stuff like that.
And Alpha picking up that strength, picking up that sculptula, and getting out of there immediately. Knows what it is, doesn't want to deal with Stone Forest any longer, which is reasonable. And we've had, on JustSam's side, we had Zelda's Lullaby from the Temple of Time, and Burning Cactus was Bolero of Fire. So, Zelda's Lullaby, we can get another song check, so...
JustSam is laying it there, straight away.
Again, songs are just great. Except the Song of Time.
Especially if you start with it. There's not a lot you can do with it immediately, apart from like take the shortcut to Windmill. Yay!
Whip whip. Something that even with the Song of Time runners don't do.
It's because it's still even with Song of Time, like it just takes the same time anyway. So you might as well just not just void out and go back to the graveyard.
And even if you are wanting the item, you can literally just jump onto the central pillar of the windmill. It's not even a difficult trick.
Yeah,
you just
I mean, even if you don't know the trick, if you just persist with it, you'll get it eventually.
Vanilla Sunsong. Well, it would have been nice when they were sculptula collecting. Still opens up one check right here, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's literally just go out of this and walk 2 feet, and there you go, you've got another check.
And can help you set up the time for Dampe, who is notoriously difficult to catch on time.
Yeah, when I started out playing this, I used to keep thinking, why don't I get Dampe to spawn? It's like I'm sure I'm here at the right time. Except I wasn't. I just thought I was. And when I realised, I was like, oh, I've been an absolute idiot. These last seeds, like, I've just been like, oh no, I've missed Dampe again. And it's like, yeah, I did, but like, I didn't need to. And then I was sort of, okay, yeah, I need to learn how to understand time in this game.
Yeah, it's one of the very few time-related checks in like that aren't just day or night. It's specifically like just
that's right.
starts.
Yeah, like by Majora's Mask, like they put loads of those in, and they got like the bomber's notebook, and you could like plan everything. But none of that in this game. It's just yeah, you just have to assume that it's about, you know, at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and you'll be okay.
There's nothing else to indicate it.
I guess if you had Nocturne, you could smack the gossip stone to get the time, but then you'd have to
Oh yeah, I
still have
forgot
to leave and come back because it wasn't the right time. You wouldn't be able to dump it anyway, so it'd be kind of pointless.
You can tell I've done a lot of randomizer when I forget that gossip stones tell you the time. Just
yeah,
forgotten.
just boing boing. It's 10:56. And you're like, oh great, I've got another 3.5 minutes to wait till I get to the time.
Back in the good old days where you got your time from stones. To be fair, far more accurate than most clocks, apparently.
I mean,
Know
it's
exactly what the
pretty
time is.
incredible, but like without any seeming clockwork or anything, they can tell the time to the minute with greater accuracy than most watches.
Although they are vulnerable to exploding and like flying off into, you know, space. But apart from that, you know,
Yeah, so there's a few operational hazards, but you know, I guess the use benefit outweighs the outweighs the risks.
I mean, I don't think there's many risk assessments happening in Hyrule, if I'm perfectly honest, as we've previously mentioned.
Certainly not after Ganondorf takes over.
I don't know, with the way that it's being run and the things that are happening, maybe he has made it safer. I genuinely don't know anymore.
I mean, like it does seem like the entire Hyrule army is like 3 soldiers and Impa, and that's basically it. So I mean, no wonder the forces of evil keep conquering them.
And Ganondorf does actually install a policy of free hugs. Everyone in Hyrule, especially in Market,
Exactly.
just want to give hugs. Oh, we have our first dip to ice. It looks like.
Just on the top of that as well.
Yeah, happy 2 hour. So as is customary at the hour mark, I would like to say thank you to our runners, Alpha, JustSam, who we would be out of a job without. Also saying thank you to our trackers, who are Lady Draco and Tolfi.
Trackers are the best. Couldn't do this without trackers. We'd all be very confused. No idea what was going on.
Keeping our tracker nice and filled out so that our commands work properly as well. Thank you to our restreamer, Hell Knight. And thank you to my wonderful partner, Gingersonny, for not only being a commentator but also being the race mod today.
Thank you for joining on your fantastic job on your first time on commentary. Wouldn't know at all. You've been very good. So
I know, I'm perfect. It's fine. It's
now that's the sort of self-belief that I can get behind. Someone that confident in themselves. Yeah, I believe this. I believe this person. But yes, we have rushed ice. Just in time for Cirrus to turn up. Did somebody say rush ice? Yes.
Yeah, we said the term rush ice, but I mean, it is 2 hours in, so I don't know how rushed particularly it is. But it is ice.
It's a visit. It's a brisk walk to ice, perhaps.
It's had a rather cold reception this game.
God. Ice is definitely one of those dungeons that it's either a love-hate thing for runners. Either you love ice because it's fun and you can do lots of cool glitchless jumps, or you hate it.
First thing I wanted to do was learn the really cool glitchless jumps. I mean, it's
They're
I'm
just
currently...
so swag. Like it takes so long. Like I spent hours in like that one room just practicing jumps once, and I still couldn't really get it down consistently.
I'm currently doing pretty well. I'm currently plus 30 minutes on how much longer it takes me to do the glitchless jumps rather than just doing the bomb jumps. But you know, like it'll get there eventually. You know, like.
They just look so cool though, don't they? Like, especially when you see someone like What the Hells or one of the other really top runners, and they just like do the setup and it's like jump, 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 ka-cha, first time. It's just like, wow, that must have took so much practice.
Yeah, like I feel like an expert when I get one, get it done. It's, If you ever want to feel cool, kids, if you ever want to get the cool bug, this is what you need to do. Learn the even that movement there from JustSam. I don't know if you picked up on it. Jumping up those stairs and like grabbing onto the ledge saves about, I don't know, maybe half a second at most, but worth it just for the swag value.
Absolutely, yeah. It just looks like a more natural way of Link moving through a dungeon like this, in my opinion as well.
You can almost believe you're playing Breath of the Wild.
If you close your eyes, squint real hard.
An archery game for Alpha not producing anything. Just more arrows, which, I mean, I guess.
Sort of makes sense. Kind of useless, but makes sense.
I mean, if you're stalking an archery game, I guess, yeah, why not have arrows in the eyes?
Probably got arrows all over the place. It's like, yeah, sure, have some arrows, whatever, kid. Get out.
Nice, currently being not too fruitful so far, but it will always have a song, which is why people will still rush ice, regardless.
Yeah, at this point, we know it's got to be Nocturne, so... It's one of the useful ones to have, even again, Stone Shadow, so... We don't want it to be that useful, but... It's fine.
Now, I could be wrong, because the commentators often aren't. But it is still possible, I think, for that Din's Fire to actually be the path rather than the mirror shield. I mean, both are path technically, but which could mean that Stone Shadow is required for Strength 2 for a twin robot.
That would be pretty bad, actually. That would be quite bad.
Not to curse their seed or anything, but it is possible.
It's like everything was going so well until the 2-hour mark, and then we started. Then we started theory crafting. Oh dear.
Oh. I thought JustSam was going back for more blue fire, but I guess he's already got it on his third bottle. I've never seen that exit to the dungeon actually. I've always just saved quite out.
Yeah, I think especially if you're on like Wii, I think it's slightly faster just to do that jump and void in the room to back to the start. I think it's a little bit faster, but probably the same on an emulator. Probably not much difference. And Weep has our last slingshot. Thanks.
Yep. Always lovely and helpful.
I mean, at least like we did Jabu first, so we didn't have to like go the long way around just to come all the way back for a slingshot. 'Cause that would suck.
Oftentimes, if I skip King's Aura, I will avoid picking up the reward for unfreezing him for the longest time.
Yeah. I mean, you and every other runner who's ever ended up in that situation. It's like, right, well, if it's fair, and my opponent does it, then I've lost, and if not, I've still got a chance. Just ignore it and come back later.
I've done my good deed. I've unfrozen him, and now I will never talk to him again.
Yeah. It like I was just frozen him, and someone just poured this fire on me. I don't know who, but hey, I'm okay again. Incredible. It's a miracle.
So I think I heard blue fire can also destroy bombable walls.
No, I think that's true, but I'm not sure if it's like specific ones. A bit like how like the hammer can't necessarily break every.
Which is quite a powerful property for like blue fire to have. In all honesty.
Just a bit of a pain to acquire more than anything.
So yeah, we've just got both runners going around checking fairies left, right, and centre, seeing if they can find something, and still no dip into the bottom of the well, which I am still very surprised at.
Yeah, I mean, JustSam was literally child a few minutes ago. Could have done that if they wanted. I mean, I guess again it comes down to CAC not being that easily accessible, but JustSam's done ice, so it's got Nocturne now.
And here we go, we've got JustSam crossing the desert backwards to get to G2G, to do all those checks, to find out that it's only got magic.
Yeah, all this way for magic 2 is going to feel pretty bad.
And still without the second strength, there's no way to find out what's in the back of G2G. Did we get a key count there, actually? Because I forgot to take
in
that.
G2G? Someone probably.
Well, we know at least, because they got to the centre of the maze, so that's at least 7 keys were out there, so... And there's 3 chests behind block, so... At least one of them can be something. Oh, strength 2!
What?
Haunted Wasteland.
No way.
I think there was a hit.
So that Dins then, it was.
Yeah, true.
It was Dins as well.
It is Dins, that is
to get the script to
incredible.
To get into Spirit.
Thankfully not Spirit Shadow, but not Spirit Shadow, Spirit Shadow? Stone Shadow, rather. Words are hard, apparently.
So we're basically entered the casino looking for hovers at the moment. And the light arrows, obviously. But I think hovers is basically the only thing missing that I can think of.
They still need long shot, don't they?
Yeah, we need long shot for water, that's right.
For water. yeah, and that's pretty much it. So there's not much. There are still plenty of checks out there in the wilderness for them to find. Also, Weasel, the hint, I thought I saw it and I just wasn't confident enough to call it.
I mean, if it was, it would make sense if I went straight there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, I didn't see that. I missed that myself.
Certainly a nice hint to get. Makes things a little bit easier for doing spirit. The only problem is that Alpha will unfortunately not know where that mirror shield is, and be more tempted to look into spirit once they find out where strength is. Oh wow, Alpha not having much fun with these keys.
Objectively the worst keys in the game. Ice keys.
Pretty much, yeah. Probably why most people don't like going to ice.
I think it is a big part of the reasoning.
But if you do want to see people frozen, I'm going to shout out the charity stream in 2 weeks' time. Perfect segue. Which will be happening between two of our commentators for the Trevor project. It's a wonderful cause that we all support over in the Silver Gauntlets to help LGBTQIA youth and with suicide prevention, and so we'll be trying to get some extra goals to make life as difficult as possible for our two commentators, Dastar and Tobias. So you can do that through our donation page. And that way you can have even more fun when you watch it in 2 weeks' time on Saturday.
It's going to be quite something. I know that they've both been working pretty hard to get themselves up to some level of completion of a few seeds, and I'm really excited. Basically, I think everybody's basically going to be rotating in full commentary at some point as well on that day. It should be a lot of fun. And yeah, if we can raise a ton of money for an amazing cause, then even better.
And then after this race as well, we will have almost immediately after the RSL Pictionary race, which is also just going to be an absolute ton of fun. Where runners will have to draw for their partners.
Mhm. Yep, they're not allowed to speak, they can't communicate in voice chat. The only way they can tell their partner where to go is through the power of art. Hence the pictionary side of it. And it is RSL as well for extra mayhem, so yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be quite something to watch going up a bit later on this evening after this. 2 PM Eastern, it says there, 8 PM Central European time, so that's 7 o'clock for us in the UK, so 2 hours time.
And in the commentators, the UK-based commentary for the... I think this is for the first time. And a nice one cycle on Twin Rover there from JustSam, making it look easier than it is with the Master Sword.
And songs are hard. Alpha just reminding us of his fact.
And also opting to take the void out option, so twice 1 seed. Having never seen it before from my side.
That's pretty nice. It's what I basically just do as standard. Because it's so fast, I mean, it's literally just go outside and then jump in a hole and you're back at the start. It's definitely one of the faster ones. Like when I saw someone do it, and it was a while ago, I was like, oh wow, yeah, that just works. And then it just stuck with me. So...
imagine there's a path to avoid the frosty peeps. And...
oh,
Vanilla
wow.
light arrows.
Vanilla light arrows, let's go.
Incredible. Honorary, is this even randomized? Rando.
Vanilla light arrows, you gotta love it. Yeah,
Very unlikely
very
that'll
good
ever
video.
be missed. So we're looking for just the long shot, I guess, to complete the seed. I
Yeah.
don't even think we need hovers at this point.
No, it probably won't. Probably shouldn't need hovers.
Then again,
there's still a probably. There's still a less than 0 chance, but or more than 0 chance, whatever it is, that it might actually still be a horrific nightmare.
oh, did Sam pull long shot out of Spirit?
Yeah, because without the long shot, it's not quite go mode yet. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't remember seeing the...
First checking out the climb. Yeah, I guess we've all missed it, apparently, because I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, he's got it marked on his tracker, and his personal tracker, and is heading to water, so yeah, he did pick it.
Yeah, he did.
So this is go mode for JustSam, yeah. Oh, that's why we didn't see it. Yeah, both these races are very fast.
Wow, it's not looking great for Alpha here, unfortunately.
No, he's about to finally get this one two at least.
So he is just directly behind JustSam here. Although he has done some of Walker, and there we have those those, I cannot remember the name of the flying creatures in Walker pulling JustSam in the most demonstrative way.
And again on the way back as well.
it's
yeah, the underwater equivalent of Keys.
And as annoying as they are, just
At least they don't like freeze you or burn your shield, I guess. So.
True. Although if you're low on health and you don't have Zora's Tunic, they can ruin Central Pillar. They can.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, Central Pillar can get pretty messed up pretty quick.
If you don't have health, it's always makes you even more nervous when you're in there. Alpha taking the right decision to kill that Wolfos. So we're just waiting on that boss key for JustSam, and the seed could be over pretty shortly.
Not quite lining his shoes up to break the wall without lowering the water. It seemed a little bit better.
There we go.
More small keys.
Pretty much almost reaching the point where keys are no longer needed.
And there it is, there's that long shot. But we missed off JustSam.
Yeah, so it was. Nice easy check as well to find.
Yeah, Slingshot was just here, and we all missed it. I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't remember anyone in chat sort of popping off like, "Oh my god, long shot!" So I think everyone missed it the first time.
It was apparently just Weasel.
Yeah, Weasel knew. And then it was like, "Oh, he's got long shot." I was like, "No, he doesn't. Where'd he got long shot from?" Spirit. Like, what? No. And then I opened his stream, and it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, he does." And there's a boss key, so we are.
That's
gonna be
it.
over with this seed pretty fast now.
Already equipping bottle and light arrows, because you don't really need anything else for Morpha.
This is it's in a lot of ways the antithesis of yesterday's seed. So this one's actually going to finish in a reasonable time, touch wood, and not be 100% world tour AD.
Yeah,
basically everything seed.
Turns out going into well was not the answer.
No. I mean, it looked like for a while it's like, wow, why haven't anyone gone into well? But it was correct not to. So it sounds like you and me would have wasted a good 10-15 minutes in well in this seed.
Yeah, true. Also, JustSam's glitchless jump there.
I like that glitchless jump as well. It's nice.
Have never managed that without hovers.
It's the last bit of a jump, like the ledge, that annoys me so much sometimes.
And JustSam making it look as if it was as easy as walking forward.
Just press forward on control stick, obviously.
For Alpha getting a bit trolled by this room and all these slugs and fire.
And that is the last dungeon complete for JustSam. No need to go any further in forest. No need to touch shadow.
Yep.
Didn't need to spend too long in the water. Fairly nice bosky.
Always nice to see. There's, it can get pretty frustrating when you have to go all the way and get through Dark Link and down to the bottom of the river and end up finding nothing.
It takes so long as well. Like, there's not really any optimization that you can do. It's just beat up Dark Link. Play some of the time. Oh hey, Aurora's. Bit late, but yeah.
Got it.
At least you can use it right here.
Yeah, actually good for alpha. I mean, it would be good if it wasn't that JustSam is on go mode and ready to go to Ganon.
Yeah, if it wasn't a little bit too late. Then,
And I can't imagine Alpha actually feels that far behind.
No,
Not knowing where light arrows are and things, and mirror shields. I think he's got to be wondering where these things are really.
well, this is not the answer for Alf.
Yeah, unfortunately. We do get to see all dungeons, thanks to Alpha's choice to go into Shadow here, but it's not the answer, I'm afraid.
And speaking of answers, purple rupees. This is this is the qualification tiebreaker for the promotion to Division 2. Between Alfalfa and JustSam. Alfalfa managed to complete all 10 games. JustSam wasn't able to because of scheduling issues with some opponents. So technically, Alfalfa won on points, but he had played the whole 10 games, and so the league organisers decided the fairest way to decide who should go up would be to get them to play a one-on-one.
It has been a very nicely run season for both runners here.
I mean, yeah, I mean these two very, very skillful runners who probably deserve, well, probably both deserve to be in consideration for the next division up, but it looks like it's going to be JustSam who's going to be getting the honour to move up to Division 2.
And no salt and pepper, that strat without the bighorn swords to get both of them hit with each.
Rather than doing it one at a time.
And rolling through to get to the other side is a really nice strat.
It's pretty technical and executed with aplomb.
And that dip into Shadow proving to have nothing for Alpha, unfortunately. As we already kind of know, but... Just a quick, very short game of tennis before we attend our Silver Gauntlets cooking show.
Yeah. More like the Silver Gauntlets everything bacon show.
Baked goods showcase.
Yep. All with bacon. Yes. What? You mean Ganondorf was Ganon all along? I'd never have guessed.
The name did not give it away. Played his cards close to the chest. Seemed like an alright, reasonable dude until this point.
Master of disguise, the only male in the entire whatever female thieves skills.
And Alpha finding out that Epona does not like angles. Not a geometry fan. Here we have Master being picked up, so it's only just a couple of minutes now. Not a couple of minutes, a couple of like seconds at this point.
Yeah.
Before we have GG in chat.
Yeah, the cutscene before the final blow is probably the longest bit of this remaining of the game for JustSam.
There we have it. After pounding the meat with the hammer, slicing it up and dicing it, do the final slice, final cut, skewer the meat nice, have a nice barbecue on this sunny day. And GG's.
GG's then to JustSam, who has finished in first place with a time officially on the race time of 2 hours 35 minutes and 4 seconds. Alfalfa has forfeited, as probably expected. Not wanting to spend any more time in Water Temple. Yeah, I think that's fair when you don't need to. Just stop playing. Put the controller down.
Especially
do something else.
To Dark Link with 10 hearts, you're like,
oh god, yeah, just forfeit. It's all good.
So we'll see if we can maybe get the runners into chat for an interview.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly message them and see what they say. It was a good race, though, especially compared to the one that we did yesterday. I was kind of worried it would be back-to-back 4-hour ones, but this one was fine. This was not too bad, considering how tired I was today. But this race was so hype that I sort of feel awake again now. So.
Very exciting. And no fire, no ice arrows, just light arrows as well. Like, just pretty to the point, really. Got a bit caught up with that fire temple, but for the most part, it was pretty slick.
And hello to Alfalfa Field. Thanks for joining us. GG's.
We can't hear you at the moment, unfortunately.
And hello to Alfalfa Field. Thanks for joining us. GG's.
We can't hear you at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, seems kind of quiet.
Not sure what that was. Just a little bit of technical issue. We'll be back with them hopefully shortly.
Let's try that again. Hello, alfalfa. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Hey,
Nice.
right. Discord just
GG's.
being like that.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for the restream.
No
I'm gonna
problem.
take a guess. The mirror shield is on target in the woods.
Wow. Yeah. Correct.
Damn it. That was in the back of my mind the whole time. It's like, oh well, it could just be set there in Lost Woods, but it just never really made sense to go back and check. It was so isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense then.
Yeah. To be fair, either of the checks could have been path to Twinrova in Lost Woods, because Din's Fire also unlocked that second strength.
I think the fire arrows were available. Like they were on Big Goron. I got the prescription out of Dodongo's cavern, and I had letter, so I could have done the whole trade quest to get the fire arrows to get the strength without. So if the Din's was path, it was 100% for Shadow Temple, which is why I went to Ice. Yeah, just that wasn't the play. Turns out.
That makes a ton of sense. A ton of sense, actually. Yeah, no, it was a very interesting seed to start with, because you were mostly on like the same path for a lot of it. Like there was small variations in what you did, you just kind of did them the other way around. But a check on that Hyrule field for the slingshot just got the mirror shield quite early for
Yeah, no. I was planning to go there after I was done with water. I was going to go back to bottom of the well and check target in the woods, but yeah, obviously the time to do that was an hour earlier, or maybe sooner.
Yeah, that was my other question actually. I was curious as to bottom of the wells was open pretty early, but neither runner went for it. I was just wondering what your thought process was in regards to that.
It was just really out of the way. Time of day management was kind of crappy. Like getting to CAC as child, there didn't really seem to be a good way to do it, and then get back to Temple of Time. I was kicking myself in child too for not grabbing Prelude. I was planning on, like, I got the hook shot right outside of Goron City, and I was like, I could go around get it right now, but I was like, no, I'll beat Dodongos, then I'll do Path Forest. I'll maybe pick up my hammer and ZL along the way, and then I'll just like sweep into Crater, grab the song, beat Fire, maybe do the fountains. Obviously, none of that worked out, and when I went child, I was like, oh no, I don't have a good way to go back adult. It was like a big priority for me to keep time of day good to get into market, so I didn't want to mess around going to bottom of the well, especially without ZL. It just seemed like a bad play. So I guess there was nothing there. Maybe the hover boots were there. You guys ever see hover boots on Restream?
No, we never found.
No, we didn't.
Boots.
And it's like JustSam. So hopefully we can hit JustSam. We had a bit of trouble with alfalfa's mic to begin with, so fingers crossed. We can hear.
Hello?
GG Sam.
Hey, there we go.
GG's.
GG's.
Yeah,
GG's. Congratulations.
thank you. I think I got super lucky, to be honest. It's whatever.
It was honestly a really well run race from both of you. Like it seemed like paths were not paths, but like your routing was pretty strong from both of you. And as we noticed up here, was like that Hyrule field check for slingshot early got you the mirror shield.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was.
Yeah, I never got the mirror shield. I was in water. I was just missing mirrors and lights. So yeah, I was gonna go child after water. I would have gotten my mirror then, but like, yeah, I would have finished, I don't know, half an hour or more after you. So you kicked my ass, man. Well done.
Dude, my time of day sucked. All at the beginning was so bad. So I went to do ranch, but my time was so bad. So I went to do field and valley and lake, and that's what got me the slingshot, pretty much.
Valley was the reason I won our last match, so I was wondering if you would try to route it in early.
I didn't want it to, but I did it.
Accidentally, just happened to.
It was
Nice.
it was a unfortunate happenstance.
Yeah.
It was we were sitting there wondering as you were getting closer and closer to ranch. We were like, is he gonna make it? It's like and unfortunately it just turned night, and we just saw you going back to the Hyrule field, and we're just
I mean, when I saw you go into it, I was from CAC. I was like, I think it'll be all right.
No,
It's
I was like, when I was near it, I was
getting a
like,
bit
nope.
dark, and then yeah, no, it was like no.
And then you find the slingshot in it, and we're like, oh well, that's only one check. How important could that be?
Yeah.
I got all 3 slingshots.
I got 2 of them. What was the third one you got?
I don't remember.
Hmm.
I don't remember where that was.
GTG toilet, I think.
Oh yeah, GTG toilet had a slingshot. Yeah.
Oh my god, I never went to GTG. I went to do the well, but I got the hint with Wasteland. I was like, nope, I'm going back at all. Then pretty much got a long shot, ring 2, and lights was done.
Yeah.
Where were lights in the end?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Oh my god.
You really weren't that far behind at all. It was like
It was just the mirror shield.
Yeah,
that was it.
As well.
Pretty much.
Dang.
Magic in GTG as well. When we saw it, like it was the first magic found by Alpha, and we thought it was like quite a big advantage because at that point we didn't know about Din's fire being, or we hadn't figured out that it wasn't the path.
Yeah, and then just that other magic on lab diving.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
I got them both.
How did you guys feel in Fire Temple climbing to the top?
Bad.
I was kicking myself. I was kicking myself. Because I also forgot to pick up the bow before I went into fire. I planted the bean and then I went adult and I just went back into fire. But it worked out, but I was climbing. I was like, I should have gone to Colossus, reversed, like done GTG, done lakes, that Scarecrow song. Like I knew nothing was in fire. Why was I in such a rush to get in there? So yeah, that sucked. That just felt bad.
Yeah, fire felt bad.
Yeah.
We watched one runner go through, do it all, leave knowing Pierre, and then we just watched the other one with like stress knowing that they were going to go through the exact same process and find the exact
same thing, just like 5 minutes afterwards.
That sucks.
But no, very, very well like run race. It was really, really good watching you guys. Honestly, very well played from both of you.
Yeah, congratulations as well to both of you for making it to this playoff. And I'm going to be going up to Division 2. That must be pretty exciting.
Playing with the big kids. Nervous, Sam?
Nah, I don't think there's that much difference between 2 and 3 at least. That's my opinion.
Fair enough.
Just next season, you're just going to have to not be in the bottom 2.
Yeah.
That was my goal for this season, was to not get relegated. So to make it to the tiebreaker final, I feel pretty proud of how I did this season. Yeah.
I mean, Division 3, when you consider the amount of like people in each division, like guys are still like top 20 of all the competitors in the league. So yeah, no wonder it was such a good race and some good skills on show. And another thing that people were pointing out with you, Alpha, was and I say it all the time because you're a keyboard player, but like your setups are so different in a lot of ways to the normal ones, and yet they just look so good.
Yeah, keyboard setups were sick.
A lot of those are homemade. A lot of those I made myself. So I've been doing this for a while. I'm glad you folks enjoyed the race, and thanks again for the restream. And yeah, big GG, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. GG to you. Thank you guys for the restream too.
You're very welcome. I think the French restream might want to have a quick word with you guys if you want to pop over to them. I think
my French is atrocious, so I'll let Sam talk for both of us.
I mean, they both speak English too, so it's okay.
I should go and make some lunch anyway, but thanks again, and yeah, see you folks around.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Everybody, congratulations again.
Next season. Yeah, congratulations, JustSam.
Bye.
All right, so we have roughly an hour and a half, is it? I think, to Pictionary, which all works out quite nicely because it gives everyone a chance to get some lunch or dinner
Yep.
before the mayhem commences.
Get something to eat to keep you sustained, because you're not going to
Yes.
want to miss a second of it. In the meantime, thank you guys for watching and for coming over. Would just like to say thank you to our runners, Alpha and JustSam, for letting us restream this. It, couldn't happen without them. Another huge thank you to the trackers, just Lady Draco and Toffee. Just again, really good tracking, helps us keep our commentary on track. Thank you for the restreamer Hell Knight for making all of this possible and like keeping us all together. And lastly, very big thank you to Gingersonny for being my co-commentator for my first ever commentary, and for being the moderator of the race as well, taking on multiple roles
Yeah.
for such an
You're,
exciting match.
yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, usually I don't like to commentate and monitor, but I've done it twice in a row now, so I guess it's not too bad. But yes, with that, again, join us in about an hour and a half for the Pictionary race, and join us in 2 weeks' time for the Hype charity race between Tobias and a star, which you've managed to make happen with your generosity with sub goals.
And keep an eye out for the charity link for that as well, because there will be future goals as well that can be met to make it even more entertaining, and you can watch and hear as our commentators get more and more
struggle.
feel more and more despair as more and more things are added on top of them.
Absolutely.